Thanks to the support as a channel member, Aiden C97. Inter in the Champions League has traditionally never gone very well for us. However, they're under new management. So, fingers crossed, please can we beat them this time? Ultimately, we've got to get beyond the quarter-final, or else this season's just an absolute failure. Hello, welcome to Club 3, part 28 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode is both legs of our Champions League quarter-final against Inter. That is an Inter team who are under new management, but they are still top of Serie A, so they're still a very, very good team. They're not playing that horrible box formation anymore, but they are, it's still all the same players. So they're still going to be something of a problem. Since you were last with me, we have dropped points in the league, but luckily, so did Bayern Munich. So the league table still looks like this, 70 points apiece. We are much better on goal difference. There's 6 games remaining over the course of the season. We've just got to make sure we win ours and hope they don't win all of theirs. Connor Egan, joint top scorer in the league with Cerulli and some guy from Borussia Mönchengladbach. And just keep winning, boys. I cannot have us not win Bundesliga in a season when I've deliberately not focused on it, because we'll win it easily. But that's not what we're worrying about today. Today is all about the Champions League and finally getting some revenge on Inter, who have just been the absolute curse of our existence since losing to them in that Champions League final in the first season. They have just had our number time and time and time again, and hopefully that all ends now. It's Antonio Carlos in goal, a back four of Gray, Suarez, Caldere and Ferreira as we continue playing normal wing backs. Oh, I've changed again. Van Eijsma at the base of the midfield, Bellingham and Ruiz ahead of him, Emil Hiskey on the left, Herrera on the right, Big Kev up front. Come on, boys. I've lost count of the amount of times we've played Inter. The Inter club badge has probably been in the thumbnail of this series more often than the Dortmund one. It's ridiculous. But today's got to be the day. Look, they're lining up exactly as we are. Just a 4-3-3. We can beat a 4-3-3. We've got a very good group of players. Fingers crossed. We can beat them. I mean, coming here on an attacking mentality, I know what some of you are going to say is still insane, even though it's what we do all the time. But we showed in the league recently against Bayern Munich that in these away games, it potentially is a little too gung-ho. But frankly, I refuse to learn that lesson. It's gone on long enough. If I now switch to a standard mentality for these away games and then immediately win the Champions League, that's proving you lot right, and I won't have it. I will not stand for it. It's 0-0 still. 0-0 would be absolutely fine for this first leg. Big Kev with the throw. Caldere tries to flick it on. I thought we might have won a penalty there, but alas, was not to be. Gray plays it across to Van Eijsma, and now Caldere. Big Kev is in, nods it down for Herrera. Herrera's been tackled in the air. Again, apparently, tackling in the area is fine. I personally think we should get a penalty every time. That's a lovely piece of recovery work from Herrera there. Lays it off to Ferreira. And he's just received the ball from Herrera. Does he really think he's managed to get back into position in time to receive that one? And he gets himself a little out of position there as well. And Inter are moving the ball around us very nicely here. They are in and they have scored. They've dragged Ferreira out of position, then switched the play. And they had a man over all the way through the move. Hopefully a man over in an offside position. No, it wasn't. That is where that goal was scored. Ferreira committing himself when he probably shouldn't have done. And everyone's kind of shuffled over to replace him. And yeah, not ideal. 1-0 down. We now do need to find a goal in this first leg, because we cannot lose to Inter again, especially when we've been the better team in that first half, but just don't have anything at all to show for it. 1-0 to Inter at half-time. They've made a double substitution at half-time as well, which is interesting, considering they're ahead in the game. They're clearly, even despite the lead, not happy with how that first half have gone, which is fair enough, because like I say, we were the better team in it. But we're going to offer some encouragement. I don't want to be demanding more, really, because losing 1-0 ultimately in this away leg probably is fine. We bring them back to our place and hopefully beat them there. But we would really, really love to nick an equaliser late on in this match. And we've certainly got the players who could do that for us. Oliveira is going to come on. We are going to take the opportunity to bring on Connor Egan as well with 20 minutes to go, have him stretch the defence. And we're also going to take off Gray and just have him play as a third centre-back. Ferreira can be the only attacking outlet. We saw Gray get pulled out of position leading to the goal. So maybe having Garcia in there will stop that happening again. Caldere with the cross. It's a header from Emil Hiski, I think that was. Couldn't quite keep it down. It remains 1-0 to Inter. But again, we've had the better of the chances in this second half. Inter have had one shot on target in the entire match, but apparently that's all they needed. Bellingham's going to come off. Ayadeli comes on for him. And we are going to take off Emil Hiski as well and bring on Ilunga on that left-hand side. Ilunga has been in very good form in this Champions League run, so maybe he continues his progress towards becoming the new carrier. Caldere playing it across to Suarez, and then we've got Ruiz in a lot of space in the middle. They've just let him have that area of the pitch because they know they're going to come across and cover him. Ilunga plays it back to Van Eijma, and then Ruiz has got in behind again. If he can slide it across to Egan, Egan will score, and he has. And with 80 minutes on the clock, that is exactly what we were asking for. The late equaliser, 1-1. This would be an exceptional result for us. If we can bring them back to our place, knowing we just need to beat them, that would be excellent. I don't really know why they've left Ruiz unmarked twice as part of that move, unless they just decided he wasn't really a threat, but if they did, he's punished them for it. And we mentioned before the match the form Egan has been in recently, and he's rewarded us once again with a goal, and it gets better. I mean, this one might be offside. It's Garcia with the flick on. That's what happens when you bring a 6'6" left back on. He flicks it on. Caldere's there at the far post. He was offside though, but I mean, if that doesn't terrify Inter, I don't know what will. I think that, even though the goal doesn't count, I think it gives us an emotional advantage going into the second leg because they know we were this close to beating them in their own backyard. 1-1 in the first leg. Half the job done. Now we just need to beat them at home. And surely, on our day, we can beat anybody in Europe at home. Nice little 3-0 win in the league, but Bayern Munich won as well. So we continue to be neck and neck in that title race. Connor Egan now out on his own as top scorer in the league after 2 goals in that game as well. And that brings us to the second leg against Inter. We've had to make a slight change to the team. Colin Gray is suspended after accumulating too many yellow cards. So Garcia, who came on and almost made the winning goal in the last game, comes in at left back, and we'll just go with Ferreira as the one and only attacking outlet from the back three, similar to what we were doing last year with Van Veen. If I'd have known I was going to go back to using this kind of system again, maybe we could have kept Van Veen at the club and he would have been in the team for a game like this, but alas, I did not. And Garcia, we go back 2 years, Garcia was the one nailed on starter defender we've had, and I'm quite impressed with the patience he's had to stick around the place as a fringe player for all this time. But 1-1 from the first leg. We need to win. Simple as that. We must win on the night to get us into the semi-final of the Champions League. And Van Eijma wins the ball back there. Loose play from the Inter player, and it's all the way back to Antonio Carlos and now Suarez to Garcia. Are we going to score a wonder goal building up out from the back here? Bellingham gets it back from Hiski and goes on a little run, and it falls to Hiski. A little bit fortuitous there. Bellingham now to Big Kev. Ruiz to Herrera. Just about everyone on the team's touched the ball as part of this move, and Emil Hiski's there to finish it up. Hiski, not Heskey, is there to finish it off. But does it count? The referee's got his finger in his ear, and it does count, and that's 1-0 inside 10 minutes. That started with the keeper, played up through the entire left-hand side of the pitch. I think the only player in the team who didn't touch the ball between the goalkeeper and then the goal was Ferreira at right back. I think it passed through everybody else on its way through. There was never even any doubt that would have been offside. Lovely finish from Hiski. 2-1 on aggregate now. 1 shot, 1 goal. That'll do. That's what they did to us in the first leg. So let's do it to them in the second. If we could add a second one, That'd be super. I'd start to feel like the Inter curse is finally broken if we could grab a second goal before half-time, although it is Inter with the next highlight, and Caldere heads it clear. Now Suarez is our most attacking player, and he's going to have to do the counter-attack on his own. He's looking for somebody to lay it off to, and in the end, got a nosebleed and decided to play it back to Garcia. Ruiz now, once again, just unmarked in midfield, and Bellingham plays it forward to Big Kev. Bellingham's been involved in everything today, and Herrera gets there ahead of the defender. Herrera into the penalty area, and Hiskey's there again. It's his second of the game. It's 2-0, and I think we might just be heading to the Champions League semi-final. Wonderful stuff. Bellingham, very much involved in both goals, has had these moves with the ball where it looked like he was giving the ball away, but still comes away with it. But Herrera, absolutely vital to that one, using his pace to get there just ahead of the Inter left back. And then he had all that space to run into. Just don't balls it up from here, boys. I've just realised who we might have to face in the next round if we do get through. But that's a worry for another day. For now, we're trying to break the Inter curse. And fingers crossed, we have taken a couple of huge steps towards doing that in this first half. Inter haven't even had a shot in the first half. And it's rare for us as well that we've actually given up some possession. We've only had 42% of the possession in that first half, which we normally dominate possession in matches. So Inter getting a lot of the ball, but just not doing anything with it in that first half. And we've grabbed the 2 goals, hitting them on the break. And we're almost playing it like it's an away game. Hiskey playing it back to Van Eijsman. Van Eijsman back to Hiskey. We'd love a hat-trick in this game. Herrera goes past his man, and I mean, it was a little bit of a wild effort, really. I think he had the time to just try and dink that over the keeper, play it round him, decided to try and leather it through him, and only comes away with a corner. But it's Bellingham with the in-swinger, looking for Suarez at the far post, but the keeper is there to collect relatively comfortably. Remains 2-0 as we head towards the hour mark in this game, still giving up a lot of possession. And it still doesn't really matter because we're 2-0 up in the game. I don't think you get points for possession, because if we did, on some of those times we played them in the past, we'd have won those games. It's almost like a reversal of how these matches have gone in the past. But we do have to be wary. They're still a very, very good team, multiple-time Champions League winners with this group of players, just a different manager. Now Hiskey has been clattered there, and that's surely a red card. That is a red card. That should be that. I just hope they've not broken Hiskey. He looks like he's doing okay. And it remains 2-0 now against 10 men. And it should theoretically just be a formality for me. Real Madrid now 2-1 up over Man City. I don't even know if the winner of that is who we play in the next round, if we get to the next round. And I don't actually know what the score was in the first leg either. So it's not massively useful knowing what's going on in that game, but we're going to make some changes here. Once again, 20 minutes to go, being able to bring on a really informed Conor Egan. I love the selection of strikers that we've got in this club, and Bellingham has put the icing on the cake. It's terrible defending, and it's 3-0. It comes from the long throw. It's pretty much come from nowhere. It's Garcia with the long throw. Big Kev, in fact, Suarez flicks it on the keeper, just flaps at it, it goes through him, and Bellingham is there to tuck it into the back of the net. 3-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. The Inter curse is broken, and we're into the semi-final of the Champions League, and I think we can probably make our last couple of substitutions now and rest those tired legs. So Garcia very much has done his job today. Fontanils is going to come on and just assume the same role, and then we'll take off Ruiz as well. Ilunga can come on for him. In an ideal world, I take off Hiskey and Bellingham as well, but apparently you can't make 7 substitutions, so those two are going to have to see out the rest of the game. But that has been, I mean, they've not even had a shot. We have broken this curse in style. We have absolutely destroyed Inter tonight. They have come here for an entire match and not had a shot. This is our year. Let's see who we're going to play in the semi-final. And Man City are through. Does that mean we play Man City? It does mean we play Man City. That's a Man City team who are 3rd in the Premier League, now managed by Pochettino, with an 11 that looks like that. I mean, not many of their real players left at the club, but this guy at 34 is still there and is still scoring goals for fun. So if we're going to win the Champions League this year, we have to stop Erling Haaland to do it. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.